Alright, second part of episode 1-3. Since, I can't fucking do anything right the first time, I guess this makes the fourth episode 1. So anyway, hey everybody, welcome back, or welcome. If you just tuned in and didn't listen to the prerequisite, fucking didn't get the memo or something, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna put it in the description so I know it's in there unless I forgot, which I didn't forget. I know this because I know the future of this fucking podcast. It's gonna die because I'll forget to do it. This is Evie, and my podcast is Yet Unnamed. Perhaps I should just call it the Yet Unnamed Podcast. And as promised, and I remembered, no, I didn't look it up. No, I didn't Google it. Don't need to. I remembered that I fucked it up. Now I fucking remember how to not fuck it up. Let's see if we can do the whole thing. 'Twas brillig in the slithy toves, did Gyre gimble in the wave, all mimsy where the boar goes, and the mome wraths out grave. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So he rested by a tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as an uffish thought he stood, a jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2. The vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. Oh, hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Oh, frab, just stay. Calloo, Calais, he chortled in his joy. I think that's right. That should be it. Okay, also, my alarm went off. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go shut off my fucking alarm, because I'm supposed to get up now. It's 10:30. Fucking goddamn it, motherfucker. I have to solve math problems to shut off my alarm, because otherwise I don't get up. I like math, what can I say? Math and philosophy, that's my two loves. Absolute and question mark. What's your favorite number? Like, really, what's your favorite number? Do you have a favorite number? Why is it your favorite number? Is it involved in your birthday? That's fucking stupid. Pick a different number. That's fucking ridiculous. You weren't, really? Like, what's your favorite number? Like, for real. Mine is 0. My favorite number is 0. I fucking love the number 0. It starts with Z or Z, whichever. Oh, wait, Z. It starts with Z. Also known as Z. Z is a great name for a boy. You should name it after my podcast. No. Seriously, though. 0 is the only fucking number out of all the numbers. I'm pretty sure I've checked all of them. That's in the exact center. You don't get any more center than 0. And that is fucking balance. You've got all your negatives on one side and all your positives on the other, and they go on for forever into infinity, just like we do. We can float right in the fucking middle and have our negativity and have our positivity. And if we want to fucking take our negativity and go into the negative millions and billions and onward, we can. Or if we want to be positive, annoying people that, people like me want to punch and go, be super positive, 5 million. Oh my God, everything is so great all the time, and I'm smiling and I'm happy all the time, and I never feel another emotion. Those kind of people should be hit. It's okay, they'll love it. Everything's positive, right? It was positively a great punch. That's what they would say. That's what people like that would say. They would compliment it. That was a really great right hook. I love the way it made my whole face just fucking jiggle. My brain felt like it went out my ear. That was really intense. Good job. The fuck, man? It's like those goddamn white lighters that fucking turn the other cheek. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not going to turn the other cheek. If I'm turning one cheek, it's just to look down to make sure. There's my axe. Oh, God damn it. Why isn't it legal? Alright, we'll talk about that another day. This fucking dog is acting retarded. It's because I live with roommates, and my roommate's girlfriend's dog is here. And that dog is a saint. And, like, kind of like dumb and goofy, but definitely smarter than my dog. See, the problem is my dog is actually really smart, but his stupidity gets in the way. That's exactly why I've, like, not... That is exactly why I have not, really been that productive in life. My stupidity gets in the way of my brilliance. And, you know, mental illnesses. I don't like calling it an illness. I'm not fucking sick. I'm sick in the head. Ah. But my brain does not have a cold, so shut the fuck up. They're my mental, the fuck are you doing? Look, half my podcast is not going to be yelling at you, dude. They're going to be like, oh my god, that is animal abuse. She uses cuss words when she yells at her dog. And she doesn't stop to think how that makes the dog feel. And I just am gonna report this shit. I love people like that. I love them. I love overly sensitive people. They make the fucking world go round. They really do. They really fucking do. They make my goddamn day. Oh man, there's nothing better than a really fucking moronic piece of shit just fucking voicing their completely unfounded opinion and overly so, like over the top, just, well, that is offensive to me because I blah 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 blah. Oh my god. You know, like I said, I love British comedy and I love Norwegian comedy. But there's nothing funnier than just a good old-fashioned moron. It's just, oh god. It's like the only reason I don't want to completely get rid of Christianity is the really super holy rollers. Oh my god, those fucking the Bible thumpers. Oh, they're fucking wonderful. They're so wonderful in the worst ways in my eyes. And I'm not like talking about, oh, that's Aunt Peggy. Oh, bless her heart. She makes the best mashed potatoes. No, I'm not talking about that shit. I'm fucking talking about like that bitch on Edward Scissorhands, the fucking the organ and shit with the fucking crosses everywhere. I'm gonna pray for you. You're gonna waste your time. You know, time is the one thing we can't get back. We can waste all the money in the world. We'll get it back. Everything. Every fucking thing. Things die, things are reborn. But the one thing we don't get back is time. As far as I know, anyway. And you're going to spend your time praying for me? That's hilarious. Thank you. Thank you for praying for me, because I don't mean that in a way of like, thank you, maybe you'll save my soul, but more like, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that whenever I dick around on the computer too long, or make a podcast that's way too fucking long, it usually, you know, people probably stop it halfway through, if that. You know, all the time I might waste, Christians have wasted more time on prayer. Think about that. Christians have spent more hours. Remember, I'm very inclusive with the term Christians. I mean anything that worships God as that singularity, the capital G God. Catholics, those, you know, Allah people or whatever, Muslims, and I don't really care about, it's not their culture, it's just that fucking, like, how dare you fucking tromp all over my goddamn culture with your bullshit. If they didn't do that, I really would, I don't care. They can have their big ass steeples and their donation plates, and why would they have a plate? Like, why the fuck would you use a plate for, like, I don't remember what the fuck they call it. It's got a special name. But why would you do that? Why? You know, a bowl is so much deeper, and you don't have to worry about the money falling off the fucking plate. Or like a bucket, if you want to fucking really impose on some people. And Christians are so imposing. But, yeah, like, they've wasted more time in prayer than I've ever wasted in my life. So no matter what I do in life, I will know that I did a better job. I'm so much better at being alive than they are. And I don't even necessarily mean praying for themselves. I mean, if that's their spiritual thing, we don't really pray to Odin. We don't, I mean, if something's real dire, we can ask him for help. But Odin's, he's like a stern father. The Christian God is like, I see you. I see you are hurting here. Let me help you, you poor thing. Oh, I shall dry your tears. Oh, boo-hoo. He's a fucking pussy. I mean, he's the biggest symbol of spinelessness out there, right? You're like, oh, he is a angry God. He's a jealous, fucking self-conscious God is what he is what you're painting him to be. Okay, my God is missing an eye, okay, and he didn't make another one. He fucking tore it out of his head for wisdom. So go the stories. My God doesn't do that. Odin doesn't fucking pat you on the back and say, come on, bud, would you like some ice cream? Do you want a Band-Aid for that fucking wound on your soul? No, he says, get the fuck up. You can do better. Now do it. He's not a bully with it. He's a fucking stern father. He doesn't fucking just sit there and baby you. And he doesn't flood the world for no fucking reason. If he did it, he would either have a reason or it would be an accident. My God's fuck up a lot in the stories. And if you check out my other podcast that I'll be starting, you'll see. I will read these stories because my God, they're not ashamed of their fuck ups. They're like, oh shit, we shouldn't have done that. Let's go about it another time. Or another way. They don't just sit here and, once again, there's the needless, I don't know, the accumulation of excuses for doing a certain thing. You know, it's just, I didn't get into heathenry because the gods are badass, but I will tell you that's a fucking bonus. I mean, we have an asshole god who's just a dick. He fucks everything up. He'll fix it too, but then he fucks up more stuff. It's Loki. But he's one of our gods. I fucking adore him. I think he's just, I don't know, the mischievous little shit. And I mean little shit in the most endearing way possible, not in any disrespectful form. But I gotta explain that to you guys, not my gods. My gods know this. They know I'm fucking... What the fuck is my dog doing? I think there's a ghost in my room. Take a number, have a seat, we'll get to you eventually. Oh, not like I'm pulling out the Ouija board. Speaking of Ouija boards, have any of my listeners or listener, hey you, I recognize you. Thanks for listening, that one person. Alright, no, but really, have you guys ever fucking used an Ouija board to talk to a spirit before? It is the most pain in the fucking ass way to communicate. Oh my god, it's terrible. It's worse than writing them a letter and waiting for the fucking post office to deliver one back. It is ridiculous. It's one letter at a time, excruciatingly painful. It takes a spirit like a fuck ton of energy or something to transmit that much communication or thought or what have you in between dimensions. I'm assuming. So it's like you'll already know the word they're spelling. You're like, okay, alright, yeah, okay. I was like, I had a spirit once that I fucking asked how he was doing. I'm like, how you doing? You know, because that's what you ask a dead person. I didn't know what the fuck else to say. And, like, it felt like he wanted me to ask him that. He was very depressed soul. He was spelling out terrible. And he got to the second R, and I'm like, terrible. Okay, I got it. So, next question. And then the fucking thing, like, people think the damn, what's it called, planchette or some shit, I can't remember. They think it moves on its own, like the ghosts move it. No, it's fucking, are you serious? Like, why didn't they just throw shit around your house then? No, you fucking feel it in your mind's eye. You feel the push. They push your fucking mind's eye. You feel it. You connect to them, and you feel the fucking movement of which way to go. And when it stops, that's the letter you stop on. It's like, if people were in tune with this shit, they would fucking know, but they don't want to open their minds to it, because they might feel stupid. Well, what the fuck ever. I fucking do it, and for non-believers in the paranormal shit, you can think I'm fucking crazy or stupid. I don't really fucking care. I experienced some cool shit by opening my mind. Sucks for you. Anyway, alright, settle down, Evie. I'm grumpy now. No reason, I'm just tired. Thanks for asking, though. So yeah, like, you fucking, it's just, I'm like, okay, terrible, I get it, you're feeling terrible. Nope, we're still moving to the I and the B. And it just takes so long to move it, because it's like, it's conflicting, too, especially if you're not, like, I never got so into it where I was really fucking, like, precise, like, as far as I could feel right away, you know, where they wanted me to go with it. Nah, it never was that strong for me, because I have meditate on my to-do lists, but it just, I don't know what happens, it just doesn't get crossed off. Maybe it's haunted. So it would take me forever, too, to make sure they meant the actual letter that I was on. So, yeah, fuck that. Like, what the fuck you got? Oh. He's like, my toy, Mommy. Do you want to play with it? Here is my toy. I know you want this rope. It is so cool. Thank you. It's very awesome. I'm so glad you like it. I see you've eaten half of it. And he fell backwards. Alright. Oh, that's my Sigurd voice. Anyway, I should have named him Rolo. No, that would be insulting. I was all like, oh, he's gonna be so majestic. Put your weenie away, I don't want to see that. I refuse to fix my dog. There's nothing wrong with him. He doesn't need to be fixed. Who was it? Who was I listening to that was talking about, like, oh my fucking god. Stop tripping over the same can. Makes me sound like a fucking alcoholic. I don't really care about how I sound, but I don't want to sound like I'm an alcoholic. Like, that's just lame. It's like, I picked the most legal addiction I could. Oh wait, no, that's cigarettes. No, I have that one. I'm definitely addicted to cigarettes. I quit for a couple days. I found out all I gotta do to quit is just fall asleep for a couple days. And then I wake up, and I just don't really want one anyway. But then, I really like smoking. Well, you know what? I really don't want to be that old when I die, so it's a balance. Wow. I hope the sound of my swallowing my drink did not fucking come through the recording, because that sounded loud to me. Anyway, alright, so let's see. Louis C.K., that rapper I wanted to tell you guys about. Psych. Oh, I just wrote psych down, like I'm psyching myself out. I'm like, here's a topic, psych. No, I just, psychology, I didn't feel like writing the rest of it. Suicide and death, DMT release, and maps. Adrenalation. Oh yeah, I forgot about that already. Jabberwocky, did it. I'm sorry, I don't know any more poems. Alright. So, let's talk about Louis C.K. Let's talk about Louis C.K. Listen, I don't fucking step on the times, okay? I don't really know what's going on. I just heard about the whole thing with the, can I use the phrase willy-nilly, or is that, like, is that too soon? Because willy-nilly is willy. I'm gonna use it. That's good one. So he went all jerk off willy-nilly on girls, women, I should say women specifically. And there was a huge thing about it. No, I did hear about it a while back, but you know, if you pay attention, you'll fucking know. I got a shit memory. Alright? There's gonna be a fucking test on this. I really expect you to fucking know this shit, okay? Because if you don't, how will I know what the fuck I'm like? Because I forget every minute. I have to recreate myself every 5 fucking minutes or so. Like, oh shit, here it comes again, self-realization. Ah! Oh, I realized many things, trust me. Alright. So I listened to, you know, Bill Burr's thing on that. I forgot it already. I know he's pissed about it and doesn't agree with it. I know his stance on many of those things, so I was kind of playing off of that because I have a lot of mutual opinions. And, you know, he is very consistent. It's like 3 times I've used that word today. He's known for his, not known for it. How do you say? He talks about a lot, Bill Burr does, about his whole, you know, his whole ranting about women and how they control men and they fucking get away with everything and then they bitch about everything else and so on and so forth. I'm not even trying to paraphrase. I agree with a lot of it. A lot of the other shit, it's comedy. A lot of it is just fucking comedy. But he is speaking on a point that he feels is right, and I fucking agree. I've seen a lot of dudes. I've known a lot of dudes that have gotten really fucked over by women. A good friend of mine, fucking bitch uses their child as a tool, you know, like, controls him outside of the relationship. Like, they've broken up, they're done, divorced, over, yet she still threatens him. Oh, you can't date that person or I'll take the kid away. Shit like that. And it's not the only one. It's like kind of an endless fucking thing, and it disgusts me. And now my kids have 2 dads between the 3 of them, and when I split up with both dads, you know, and not at the same time, it was never gonna be like that. I never, ever, ever, ever fucking wanted to be like that. And I'm not. We don't have that kind of relationship. I don't threaten them or anything. I make sure, you know, we make sure that the kids get enough time with mom, enough time with dad, enough time away from the parents, you know, that shit. Like, there's no fucking, I don't use the kids ever. Never threaten to take the kids away. I think that is the worst fucking thing you can do to a man, is just take away everything he's built. Yeah, men do it too, occasionally. But the thing is, it's happened all too often, and this is, I live in Delaware, and Delaware is a fucking very, very mother, what's it called? I can't remember. Essentially, I'll say mother-friendly state. Like, mom can be a fucking junky piece of shit, and dad can be working his ass off to keep his fucking job. He's not making much, but he's doing what he can. And he'll still lose the kids. Like, it's infuriating. The imbalance. And I'm a woman, and I fucking see this, and I saw it with my parents, and all they did was fucking fight. And I just felt in the middle of it, even if the fight wasn't about me. When I was a kid, that's like they would meet at the drop-off point once every 2 weeks. Or, well, I guess twice every 2 weeks. And it was just, it felt awful to be part of that. And wonder how they ever fucking loved each other enough to make me. Like, I was planned, they were married. I was not, a backseat, oops, the condom broke kind of baby. I probably should have been, because I was a very whiny, crying a lot kind of baby. But that's what you get when you fucking have a mother who's got, anger issues and depression and manipulative tendencies and, passive-aggressive behavior, and a father with a temper and, who fucking isolates from family and shit. Like, both my parents do that, but my dad more so. Like, it's no fucking wonder I am what I am. My temper is purely the combination of my parents. I didn't get one or the other, I got both. And that's why I'm very honest. That's why I'm non-biased. Because my mother can be manipulative. Not always in a malicious way, but she's passive-aggressive too. I can be very passive-aggressive. And I have been. But I can also lie my ass off. And I know my tendency I know my ability to lie. I know what I can get away with. I know how my dissociation, I use it when I do have to lie. I know how handy it is to be able to attach any emotion I want to something. And I don't like it. I don't like it like this. Like this. Nothing I have fucking said in any of these podcasts, including the fucking ones that I'm not even really sure are technically podcasts instead of just rambling. None of this is a lie. Just the other day, someone called me the realest person they've ever met. That's twice I mentioned that, but that's a big deal to me. It's not necessarily bragging. I don't really care if it is. It's just, I will not be that woman. I will not be that fucking manipulative, fucking lying bitch. Now, what I used to say, what did I used to say? Only lie to cops, probation officers, and figures of authority or something like that, or authoritative figures or something like that. Not that I'm running into these types frequently. And I don't really care about, your general populace. I don't really care about them getting complete honesty out of me if I'm just trying to lay low on an opinion or thought or whatever. I don't really care about that. But just being an honest fucking person, like a real fucking person, like the realest person someone has ever met. It's not the first person who said that, and that makes me feel fucking good. That means I'm doing it right. I don't give a fuck if I ever get out of, the whole been poor all my life situation. I do care, actually. I really like things. I like shopping. I like stuff. But as long as I'm honest, and I've lived an honest life, people say that shit. People say that shit a lot. Living an honest life. I don't mean a good, humble life. I mean being raw and being true and being what I want. And if that means hateful and pissed off and somehow slipping into, oh shit, damn it, I just killed my third person. I said I would stop. Then that's what I slip into. Doubtful. But never say never. You too, motherfucker. Whether or not you've ever killed someone. That is an honest part of you. Knowing your capabilities. Knowing what you're capable of. Knowing what you could do if you let yourself go. That is honest. Because that's honest to yourself. That's real fucking honesty. You can be honest all you want to other people, but the thing is, you're still fucking lying to them. Because you're lying to you. I believe that self-analysis is the key to wisdom. And I'm not about to deny who I am, or what I'm capable of. Because that makes me more capable of losing control of that part of me. For example, like say my ex, for example, the abusive one. Well, the recent abusive one. He claimed that his schizophrenia, or schizophrenic episodes, schizoaffective, whatever, made him go into these psychosis fucking, or psychotic breaks where he would hurt me. And that was lying to himself. But the thing is, it seemed like he was lying to me because I knew he was in control. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to control me and scare me, to possess me, to make me afraid of crossing him. But he knew he was doing it. I remember one time he said, I told him that I was afraid. I was just like, I'm afraid of that one time where you actually kill me, where you actually don't stop strangling me and I actually die. He said, oh, I'd never kill you. He just said it so simply. And I said, how? Just sitting there like, how do you, if these are completely psychotic breaks where you're not there, how do you know that? How do you know that? One day he might be honest to himself and say, hey, I use violent abuse tactics to get my way with women. And once he fucking acknowledges and accepts that part of himself, that's when he'll be actually in control of that. In control of his honest self. But he knows what the fuck he's doing when he does that shit. He's not a fucking idiot. He's an idiot in many ways. But not that way. But he knows he's lying to himself because the less he fucking believes that he is doing that on purpose, the less of a monster he's willing to see himself as. I know the monster I can be. And I'm proud of that knowledge. Every single one of you can be a horrid fucking monster. Most of you won't admit it. Even more of you won't admit the monster at its highest, like, won't admit that fucking, you got the monster in you. You got that anger. You got that fucking rage that can come out. You know that. You know you can yell and scream and throw shit, okay? But do you know that you can kill? Do you know that you can fucking maim people? Do you know that? You can. You have that monster. The monster can grow. You have to acknowledge it. That's being honest with yourself. You can also be completely pathetic. You can also fucking be absolutely torn apart by emotion. You can be the most depressive fucking person. Not connecting that with pathetic, of course. You can be absolutely every point of extreme mental state that you can imagine. You control who you become, all your outside influences, all the things you've been through. Yeah, oh yeah, that's part of you. But you steer it. You fucking steer it. It's like, think of a ship in the sea and all the fucking things you go through in life. All the painful, horrible things are the storms, the giant fucking waves knocking your boat everywhere. The really fucked up ones are the ones, the rocks that fucking crash your ship and you end up on an island by yourself and you got nothing. You have fucking no food, no nothing. That's your lowest state. You can rise from that, or you can fucking starve to death. Or you can just barely make it to get back on the fucking boat. You don't have to fucking become this phoenix from the flames every time you crash. You don't have to do that. You don't have to fucking do anything. You can let yourself just done. Just completely die off. And not even in a physical death sort of way. I mean, like, mental dud. You get to choose that. Whether you rebuild your fucking ship and get back on it and hate every fucking second of it. But you're still fucking doing it. You're still moving. But every fucking beautiful, beautiful day out in the sea, every fucking burst of wind that fills your sails, just consistent, just floating along. The fish are easy to catch. The sea is completely normal drinking water. I don't know, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. This euphemism is just for a fucking oversight, just so you can see how it can affect you. You can fucking use that and just continue on. And that's your sunny days, that's your good days that you have. What that really means to you is up to you and how you perceive the world. If you're a mass murderer and your sunny days out at sea, or when you've got plenty of, you know, I don't know, what do you call it, livestock to choose from, you know, good for you. Good for you. Or whatever. But it's all up to your perspective. So you can get knocked the fuck down without a choice, without an option, by the waves. You can crash, even if it's not up to you. Somebody can ruin your fucking life without your control. But it's your control where you go from there. I don't know why I started talking about that. See, that's what I do. I get on a tangent. That was a good one, though, wasn't it? That was a good tangent. I like that tangent. I really hope I remember where I was going. I remember I was going to talk about Louis C.K. Oh, right. So the capacity of being manipulative and like, you know, and of course that comes with that is lying, you know. My mom lied to me a fair amount of times. I don't really lie to my children. I don't, if I'm struggling, you know, they don't know the extent, but they know that I'm struggling, you know. If I'm depressed, I mean, after getting out of that relationship, they knew they don't know why. They don't know what happened. They really liked him, and he was actually really good with the kids. So they just think he's moved back with family, gone. They don't know that he was so fucking... If I don't... I'll get to the... I'll get to the extent of how bad it was later, but... Man. Like, they don't know that part. I don't want them to, because I don't want that to taint that part of their childhood. Maybe when they're older, but not right now. So, you know, it's like, I don't even like that kind of lying, because that takes away from the truth. But they're kids, you know? They're not going to understand how fucking heavy that shit is. They're not going to understand what PTSD is. You know, I already had PTSD. And where the fuck is the plug? My phone's gonna die. Oh, there's the plug. I already had PTSD since I was 19, and I just really spiked everything back up again. Alright, there we go, it's charging. But they don't need to know that. So it makes me wonder, like, what part of my parents' mentality do I not know about still? Knowing, you know, noticing the passive-aggressive communication, or, I mean, my dad's temper was legendary. I mean, that was obvious. And why I say was legendary, he's still alive, but he has done a fuck ton of work on himself. And my stepmom, who I didn't get along with at all as a kid, took me forever. It took me until I was an adult and could really actually see what she does for him, to really respect her. I've kicked myself for it, you know. I mean, she's a strict lady, but I don't know, she was the right thing. I'm so glad she came into my dad's life, and I can deal with the bad memories. It's alright, I've got plenty of them. It's like, it took the right person. She was not the kind of woman that we're talking about here. She doesn't take advantage of my dad, as far as I know. If she does, she's really good at it, because I've gotten to a point, I can read people. I can read them all fucking day long, like a goddamn book. Some people I cannot. I love those people. I love people I can't read. Oh, they're great. If I'm like sitting there trying to figure out what the fuck is up with this fucking person, what the hell is going on? I love that. I love questions. But my dad's temper was really fucking crazy. Not as bad as like some horror stories I've heard. Definitely not. Just, he never fucking hit me or anybody. I think he punched that one guy, though. My dad and I used to go rock climbing, and there was this one rock. I think my dad just called it a rock. I called it a mountain, because I was a little fucking kid. And I remember he was climbing it to put the ropes up. I don't remember what that's called. And then I was going to climb it, and he was going to belay me or whatever. And there was some douchebag, like college kids or high school kids or whatever, up at the top. We didn't know they were there, and they started fucking making jokes like they were going to cut the rope. Oh, the rope was already through it then. And I think my dad was about to have me climb it or something, or he was going to climb it, I don't know. But they were joking about that, and that's some fucked up shit. Like, you don't fucking joke about that one, like really? Fucking douchebags. And my dad went up there. I don't know if he punched the guy. I hope he did. I really hope my dad, like, kicked his fucking ass. And, yeah. So, like, my dad is my ultimate, like, life inspiration as far as most of me. I'm very much like him. I think I'm a more extreme version of him. more intense anyway. I always wanted to be more like him than my mother. And I am very much like him. But I definitely got his, like, explosive temper, that explosive part of it. And that's my fucking boat. I have to fucking decide what I want to fucking do with that ship on that sea. So, I was doing really fucking good with it until fucking psycho boyfriend decided to try and kill me many times. I'm not a back down kind of type of girl, man. I'm not that kind of girl that's just lets people control her. I'm very fucking, stubborn, bullheaded, and even when people give me advice, like, I'll give advice all day long, like I was talking about, but I have to do shit, and I have to follow my ass in order for me to learn my lesson. And sometimes I have to follow my ass a lot, and sometimes I like the actual thing that I'm doing so much that I'm okay with repeatedly falling on my ass. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm not that kind of girl. But I became that kind of girl when it came to that. So that's, you've got your abusive guys, and you've got your abusive women. And abusive women are usually more mentally abusive. I've been abusive before, and I don't like it. So I recognize it when it happens, like, oh, I don't like the way that I approach that, and I've got to change it. Like, if there's any women listening right now that have, fucked over a guy, and you did. You did. When you divorced or whatever, the house he paid for, you picked it up, you decorated it, but he bought it with his money. And when it comes down to a divorce, it's all about assets, okay? So why the fuck did you end up with the house? And that is one thing I totally agree on. With the whole Bill Burr rant about that shit, fuck yeah. I mean, when my mom and my stepdad divorced, she got the house. It was her dream house, but he paid for it, as far as I know. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna get a call tomorrow. That is not true. What you said on that thing, like, how the fuck did you find this, mother? Also, how are you? No, my parents have definitely, like, they've minimized their, what's it called? Disapproval? Yeah, they've minimized their disapproval from lectures to, that's, oh, man. I'm like, well, I mean, you kind of could tell the fuck up out the gate. Why the fuck did you breed? Why did my mother and my father breed? I mean, I didn't ask to be here in the first place, and I don't regret it now, but I'm just saying, like, when it really comes down to it, what made them think that, hey, this is a good combination? Let's make a child with our genes. I got a lot of great stuff from them, too. I'm just being hard on my parents right now. They never fucking really explained to me what mental illness or whatever mental disorders were, and that kind of sucked, because I went all my life thinking that, like, why the fuck isn't everybody else flipping out? Like, oh, I'm a freak, that's why. It's like, don't let your kids feel that way, man. If your kids have mental problems, talk to them about it. Really fucking talk to them about it. Oh, it's my honey. Okay, fucking talk to them about it. My kids have, like, one of my kids has the whole ADHD thing. Another one has bipolar, pretty bad. Well, not pretty bad, not like ridiculous, just, if he's upset, leave him alone, kind of thing. And my other kid has that fucking, like, mania, right, constant in the head, constant thoughts, over and over and over. So I've got, my 3 kids have, like, the 3 disorders that I was pretty much born with, they each have one, so it's kind of it's kind of like, yeah, aw, you know, like, oh, my little psychos. But I teach them how to deal with it. And I tell people, like my bipolar kid, like, people want to be in his face as soon as he's upset. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I try to tell people, Liam, I got it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, dude, leave my fucking kid alone. He obviously is shutting down right now. Let him shut down a little bit. He's a brilliant kid. He'll start back up. Don't fucking lose faith in him just because you're used to dealing with a bunch of idiot kids in a classroom or whatever environment. And I hate that shit. Like, people assume. Don't assume, man. It's like, oh, I don't like kids. I don't like other people's kids. I like my kids. I love my kids. I respect the shit out of them. They are so brilliant. And they're funny. Oh, they're so funny. But for real, like, hate kids all you want, but you like mine. Everybody likes my kids. They're smart asses. Fucking, oh, little assholes sometimes. But in the best way. Not like, just like to be jerks. Well, yeah, they can be jerks too, but that's normal kid fighting shit. Yeah, man. My kids are fucking cool. They're just like me. Because I don't, once again, back to honesty, I don't fucking mute this. I mean, a little bit. I just dropped my cigarette. I muffle some parts of me. I don't talk about drugs around them. They know I hate cops. And I told them why. And I tell them about my religion. I tell them about a lot of shit. They're smart. They're not fucking stupid, man. The more you act like kids are idiots, the more your kids are gonna rebel and fucking push away from you. And then they're gonna act like idiots. So, that just comes back to the honesty thing. And that ties in with, you know, the fucking mental abuse shit that mostly women pull. A lot of guys pull it too. I went through a lot of it. But it's just like that dishonest fucking living, that real dishonest living of like, well, he did this, so I'm not gonna let him see the kids this weekend. The fuck did the kids do? They need to see their dad. Like, fucking, this one bitch I used to know, she thought she was pregnant from this guy that she just met and told him that she loved him, like, right away. This bitch was fucking psycho. Oh, man. Story for another time. She was a piece of work. I stayed friends with her. This is like, maybe the bad form of selfish, but I stayed, quote-unquote, friends with her just because she was amusing. She was so fucking stupid. Oh, man, I just enjoyed watching her embarrass herself and make herself look like a fucking fool. So she, like, fucked this dude that I hooked her up with. And told him that she loved him that same night. But then she thought she was pregnant. I don't think she really did, because she was a known liar. But she said, oh, if I ever get pregnant, the dad will never know. No, I was abused by a man once, so he'll never know. Oh, man, I turned on her quick. Like, wow. First of all, no child should have the misfortune of being born from your fucking womb. Secondly, I mean, do I really have to explain? Secondly, go fuck yourself. Like, somebody fucking sterilize this bitch. And that's how I feel about a lot of bitches who shouldn't fucking breed. I'm not talking about morons. Remember, you guys, I love morons. I love them. It's just like, it's like they're all props. They're all props in this great, hilarious drama called life. Morons are they're just fodder. They're just, you know, don't take them so seriously. Don't get so upset that they exist. Think of it as filler. Just something something to make you laugh. And if you look at it like that, life becomes a lot more fun. Because they're everywhere. Alright, so. Anyway, that topic that I don't remember what it was is done. Honesty and shit. Oh, it's not done, because we're going to talk about Louis C.K. now. So. I made sure to read an article, most of an article, about what happened. I get the feeling I'm automatically just going to get set. Look. Alright, let me just read what I wrote, because there's a fucking, the podcast I listened to, Bill Burr, talking about it. Hold on. Okay. The podcast that I listened to with him talking about it, it was by, like, his fan page or whatever, like, his official fan page. And they posted a comment, which they rarely do, said, do you feel that Louis C.K. should have returned to comedy so soon? And I was about to start ranting about how none of us are qualified to say what someone else should do, and blah, 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 blah. But then I was like, hold up. Do I even know what the fuck they're talking? I mean, I knew kind of that apparently, like, he jerked off in front of some women that didn't want him to. Very few women ever want a guy to jerk off in front of them. It's kind of a, you know, it's a fetish that's a little, like, like, alright, sure, if that's what you want to do. Some women love it. These five women apparently did not. So, I'm going to read this thing that I wrote. Remember, I wrote this when I was sleeped up and 2 days in. So, I have not edited it. A little bit of a snort chuckle there. Hold on, let me light this cigarette because this is going to be fun. I'm going to get animated. You won't be able to see though. Just like, think about in your head what you think I look like. Oh wait, I'll probably have a picture on my podcast. Whatever. Louis C.K. should have come back right after that load of shit went down. They had an option to leave, although I see some inconsistencies. Yeah, I fucking bet he blocked your exit. I get why Bill Burr is always roasting women. Not to mention, this is for any weak-willed woman who just can't fucking grow a spine. Why didn't you kick him in the balls? Not that I want Louis hurt, especially, you know, since I think there's a lot of fibbing going on. But if you are in a situation versus a guy who won't let you leave, fight for fuck's sake. Grab that table and fucking hit him. Get a taser and some bear mace. Learn how to fucking fight. I mean this to all you flimsy, wrists, hair-pulling idiots. And that's directed at women who just take it. Or, dude, seriously. Intermission here, or whatever the fuck, interjection, whatever. No, it's not fucking cool. It's not okay for someone to attack you at all in any fucking form. Men especially, because they're physically stronger. Oh, what? Did I just say something sexist? Oh my god, did I just say men are stronger? By golly, motherfucker, yes they are. They're fucking typically, by standard, they are built for physical fucking strength. Is it really that much of a surprise? Come on, women, get your fucking shit together, okay? I've been fucking raped. I've been fucking beaten. I've been fucking assaulted. I've been strangled, for fuck's sake. But you know what? I fought back every time. Except that one time I was in the middle of killing myself, so it didn't count. But, I mean, he was gonna fight. I was like, well, okay, maybe you'll get me closer to dying. The final release. But, dude, I fucking... The first time, and yes, I will say the first time, I put my ex in jail for strangling me. I'll explain why I was so stupid and stayed with him for so long later. Fuck off. The first time, he went in on crutches because I fucking took my goddamn folding table and fucking smashed his goddamn feet with it. His fucking ankles and shit. Fucking goddamn right I did, because he was trying to fucking kill me. And you know what? Oh, the table was right next to me, holding my laptop. Huh. That's right, that's my trophy table. Fuck yeah. Bitch couldn't fucking walk for a while. Which back then, of course, I was made to feel so sorry. But seriously, emotionally, I was a fucking wreck. But I still fucking fought. I grabbed everything I could. And many times he overpowered me. A couple times I almost fucking, really, I woke up a bit later and, whoa, what the fuck just happened? That kind of close, you know? But I still fought. Okay? You might fucking get all beat up and bruised worse. But you know what? Fucking fight. For fuck's sake, man. If your life, if something happens to you, like you getting attacked or assaulted, right? And it's worth you speaking out about it, then that means your life is worth it to fight for it. Okay? To fight. Fight back. I'm not saying women never fight back. I'm not saying they always can. But in a lot of situations, when I hear shit like this, they're just knocked to the ground and they're, in their fucking heels or whatever and stilettos and they're just, and the purse goes flying. Have you ever fucking just shoved your fucking thumbs into someone's eyeballs? I never have either, but I would. It'd probably feel kind of neat. To me, not to the person that's obviously, maybe whatever smokes your boat, but dude, it's not rocket science to know what parts of a man are vulnerable. Crotch, obviously. Can't get to it? Okay. Throat? Have you ever heard of a fucking throat? It's just the neck part between the fucking head and the chest. It's fucking right there, man. Fucking hit it. Hit the goddamn thing. Jesus Christ, go for the eyes. Do something. Who do you fucking think I surround myself with, weapons and shit? Mostly because I like them. Second, because I know how to use them. Third, because, yeah, I might be able to fight someone off with my hands, but I'm going to go for something a little more fun. God damn it. For fuck's sake, fight for your lives. And if someone's assaulting you and it's just going to, it's not going to be a life-threatening situation, you should still fight for your goddamn dignity. So, anyway, interjection over. Alright. Recapping, learn how to fucking fight. I mean this to all you flimsy wrists, hair-pulling idiots. How do we go from shield maidens to these fragile women who can't handle the stress if someone fails to hold a door open, yet bitch about it being sexist? I'm not saying the women are at fault, but yeah, a little. And I'm not saying Lewis is excused. Maybe a less awkward fetish or something might be an idea. I don't know what his justification is, but he stepped up and was the person with the most bravery in this situation. Yeah, wow. I went there, apparently. I'm assuming that I mean in a way that he fucking said, you know what, fuck this negative attention, I'm gonna go do this anyway. Not to mention he also fucking admitted it. I think there was a lot of lying going on the women's part. I really do, and I think Lewis lied too because he fucking admitted, he said they're alright. I don't think it was like that. I think he did this, yes. I know he admitted to it, doesn't mean he did it, but I do think, yeah. He is definitely a perv. Not saying, once again, settle down, perverts, it's okay. Perv is not necessarily a bad thing. But he fucked up. a lot. That's a pretty big fuck up. I just think that when you have a mob of a bunch of people coming at you, hurling accusations, and you say, yes, I fucking did it, you do your fucking time. I don't know. Like, there's definitely an inexcusable kind of level. But, hold on. I keep going. Alright. Can we just scrape all the useless people off the earth and try again with the leftovers? Can you imagine how empty this world would be if they all had to go? Okay. Now here's something that really pissed me off. Then there is this one. Tig Notaro, whatever the fuck. Tig is a stupid fucking name to start with. But anyway, here we go. What she said just makes me fucking angry. I have no idea who this bitch is, so if she has any kind of fucking, like, you know, legacy status or something, or she's someone really cool I should know about, too fucking bad. She fucking blew it. Here was, I gotta read her fucking quote. What she said just makes me fucking angry. Notaro, whatever, also tells the Times about how she felt an obligation to him after he released her comedy album in 2012, which soon turned to a feeling of being trapped by association once she learned of his reputation. Are you fucking shitting me? Bitch, that is your insecurity speaking. I think she just jumped in to avoid being left out. I mean, no wonder. She just isn't jerk-off material. Her face even looks like a lie in the making, and it does. And I will post the fucking link on this podcast, I promise, with the fucking picture of her. I swear to God, that is the most fucked up bullshit. Can you fucking... Oh my God, like... That is the most, like, feminazi bullshit I've heard in so fucking long. She felt an obligation to him because he released her comedy album, right? And it soon turned to a feeling of being trapped by association. Once she learned of his reputation, like, wow, man. Wow. An obligation to him. So, like, that's kind of the same excuse that a bunch of those fake, you know, the ones that fucking lie about being assaulted. They're like, well, you know, I felt obligated, but I didn't want it. Bitch, you fucking did it. But that doesn't, I know she doesn't mean she fucked him. It's just, the fucking felt an obligation to him after he released her comedy album. That sounds like a business transaction, for one. Feeling of being trapped by association. Like, what happened to standing up to, you know, standing up for those who, you know, had your back? Like, that is just, that is some bullshit. Felt an obligation to him. Give me a fucking break. Well, I felt an obligation, so I let him jerk off in front of me. So he assaulted me. Alright. So what I said next was, I think that people are funny or they aren't. Yet don't rely on that either. I think some people are somewhat truthful so they can get their way. What are you doing? Cut it out. He's about to get his little butt whooped, which means I put him in the cage. I think some people are somewhat truthful so they can get their way. It just seems a little odd that the women didn't, like, I don't know, fucking leave. Perhaps they saw an opportunity to be awful cunts. Or did it happen that way? Which would have to be a mental health thing. I mean, really, though. Like, all pervy things like that. All fetishes will start as mental issues. Really do. It doesn't make them, like, it doesn't make it a bad thing to have these weird-ass fucking things that you're into, but it's just what you can, it's just a fucking equation. You can fucking track it down to something. Subjective situations can really fuck stuff up. If we pretend hoes are truthful and honest, we can still say that it may not have been what it seems. For fuck's sake, women, excluding me, of course, I'm never erratic and unreasonable, wink. If you're that afraid of men that you need to assume they are going to attack you, then get away from them. Lock yourself in a closet with some wine and don't cry loud enough to annoy others. I care about people who actually hurt. Oops, I just highlighted that for some reason. Oh, come on. I'm trying to read here. Hold on, this is bugging me. I can't keep going until I unhighlight this. I care about people who actually hurt, but the oversensitivity trend needs to be over. Fucking seriously. Or people of a highly offensive nature are just gonna have to balance it out somehow. I feel like standard-ass women with their simple-ass brains just forgot what sexual assault is. And I'm talking about your typical basic bitch, of course. Alright, so I continue. I'm trying to picture this, for science, of course. Sorry, Lewis, no attraction there, just for science. So these women were sitting down. He wants to release the Kraken, but they are just... He wants to release the Kraken, but they are just there to see what they can get out of him. Yeah, why the fuck would they be, like, there with him in the first place, exactly? Unless they were trying to use him for something. This was in his hotel room, right? I believe it was. Alright, let's see, I continue. It's his hotel room that is in his name, so he releases the Kraken anyway, and starts whacking off. Like, you should be able to do that in your hotel room. Those rooms are for sleeping and screwing hookers, that's it. It's not a fucking lounge or McDonald's. Why didn't they leave? Did they get a settlement? Oh shit. Let me go make sure all my assumptions are in place. Maybe he started doing jumping jacks and hold on. I was like 2 days into sleep that, remember. Maybe he started doing jumping jacks as she got upset every time she got mollywopped. Fucking hell. Mollywopped. But she called dibs on that seat. Seat back. I think that theory is just as viable, really. Fuck it, why not? What the fuck message was that? Fuck off. My very simple conclusion. Bitches equals dumb. Hotel equals dicks out. Room is yours equals do whatever the fuck you want. No arson, please. Not your room and you're uncomfortable with the way he does a helicopter. Equals give him constructive criticism on his technique, then go, preferably through the door. Open the door first, for fuck's sake. I like how I added that, you know, for the idiots. I just don't get what made this thing such an issue. God damn it, wait, hold on. God damn it, I fucking type way too fucking much. I fucking knew this would happen. I am not apologizing though. That is the most professional YouTube comment I have ever typed. This shit is going in my goddamn resume. I need to write more often when I'm like been up for a couple days. Of course the fucking articles that I fucking linked come from vulture.com, big surprise. I don't know, man. I gotta be missing something. Why couldn't they get up and leave? I don't really feel like I need to fucking study each individual case. I really don't. I just feel like I don't think that they should say when he should return to comedy. I think the amount of fans that show up should. I don't think they should fucking poison his name continuously. He's a fucking perv, and he knows he is, and he's either going to get help for it, or he's going to help himself by seeking the proper outlet for it. He gets some kind of excitement from, you know, jerking off in front of women who either do or do not want it. Probably more excitement for women who don't. I mean, it's not okay, obviously. But he's obviously sound of mind because he recognizes that. I just think that, it just sounds like a load of horse shit. It really does. I mean, it just... I don't know. It just seems that some stories are so convenient. Don't you think? Alright, so, anyway. That is my take on Louis C.K. At least I think it is, because that was a couple days ago. Last week or something. I'll probably recap it a little bit in my next episode, if I feel like it. I think that, I don't know, I just think there should be a limit to how much the media can bash one person. You know, Michael Jackson had child porn, like kiddie porn, all over the fucking place. Michael Jackson was a fucking monster. And they really didn't talk about it as much as they should have, I feel like. Or perhaps they did, but they forgot. You know, when he died, this epic performer, this legend. But that's not how I think of him. I think of him as a piece of shit. And I'm glad he died. I just wish that he had fallen apart piece by piece, because it would have been so much funnier. Like, I mean, if you're not going to die in a funny way, then at least make it horrific, you know? But wasn't it like heart failure? Boring, boring. Fucking so many people die of heart failure. Turns out they were a failure after all. Seriously, though, like, how can you just excuse his shit? Not that, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. It's always wrong. But it's wrong on the other party, too. Fight back. And these fucking bitches hanging around him weren't gonna give him any pussy. They just wanted a free ride. There's gold diggers and users. And, you know, we really should pick a different term. Gold digger is a really dumb fucking term for a woman who uses a man for money. Because digging is a lot of work, like physical labor. And those bitches are not gonna fucking get their nails dirty for that. So it's like they're hiring someone to dig for the gold, almost, you know. By, oh, see, that doesn't work either, because it's not like they've, like, some fucking, maybe. Just sluts, I guess. I don't know. I'm tired now. Alright, so let's see, what should we talk about next? I think I'm going to discuss this fucking rapper. I worked a job recently. I was doing inventory, and underground hip-hop came up as a topic between coworkers, and I'm like, oh boy, I know a thing I can mention, because I listen to predominantly Viking music and weird shit. Anything from Vardruna to Ulver to Floyd to Comus, for fuck's sake. You know, I listen to a lot of shit. People who say they listen to everything, I'm like, no, you don't. No, I bet you I could play some shit that fucking make you say differently. Oh no, I listen to everything. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. Don't say that, really. Okay. Alright, everybody who says I listen to everything, or even says I listen to a little bit of everything, I want you to fucking go on your computer, on YouTube, which probably might be the site you're hearing this on. Hold on. I had to burp. And I want you to type in House Arafna. H-A-U-S. Arafna is A-R-A-F-N-A. And type Lucifer after that. That's my jam. That fucking song, go listen to that. And then tell me you listen to everything. Go listen to Comus. Fuck yeah, go listen to some Comus. C-O-M-U-S. They're fucking out there, man. I've got Charles Manson on here, fucking Coil, Blutangle, fucking Burzum. God damn, man. I've got my own music on here, which is really fucked. I've got Fawn, Gorillaz, Flying Lotus, Motorhead, Mr. Bungle, My Life with a Thrill Kill Call, Ogre. Ogre's one of my favorites. I love Ogre. You know, like Portishead, fucking Cyclone 9, Sinead O'Connor, Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Fucking just looking through this shit. Tool, Teargarden, Legendary Pink Dots, The Eagles. I only like 6 of their songs. Sid Barrett's like actual, like after he went insane kind of shit. I've got Wu-Tang Clan on here, for fuck's sake, okay? Tell me you listen to everything. I dare you. Typo Negative, it's a big one of mine. Manson. Nurse with Wound, I haven't really listened to too much of them. I've got the Game of Thrones soundtrack on here, because I listen to I like listening to the theme song, like, really loud at red lights. It's hilarious. Fucking A$AP Rock. I love A$AP Rock. I want to do shrooms with him so bad. Like, a lot of girls, they're like, oh, I want to fuck this guy, I want to fuck that guy. I'm like, I'm good. I just want to fucking, do shrooms with some of them. A$AP Rock, I want to do shrooms with you if you ever listen. Let's fucking eat some shrooms, dude. Or drop acid. I'm cool with that too. Love me some acid. Hansel and Gretel, Cypress Hill, Commie Christ, KMFDM. Got Mitch Hedberg on here. Goddamn. Dead Can Dance. But I want to talk to you about someone who I consider underground, who a previous coworker at this job anyway, said was, what did he call him? What do you call it? I forget. What's the word? Overrated. Now, this fucking dude is pretty underground. I've talked to a lot of people who claim to be pretty hardcore hip-hop fans, rap fans, and I pretty much just listen to this guy and A$AP Rock, and I don't know. Like, my friend got me into this underground shit, so I listen to a little Atmosphere sometimes, a little Illogic, Blueprint, that kind of shit. Fucking, what is it, Lice or whatever the fuck, bro, A$AP, oh my god. Anyway, alright, I'm gonna stop there, because I feel like I'm starting to get into a fucking area that I don't know anything about. So, I'm gonna stop there. But I listen to mostly those main two, A$AP and this guy, who, if you know anything about this kind of area of music, you can probably guess who I'm gonna say. None other than the late, great, amazing, inspirational, lyrical mastermind Idea. Oh man, dude, how can you say Idea's overrated? Like, if you think he's overrated, then you're just not fucking listening, dude. His music's just not for you. It's as simple as that. And of course, E&A, Idea and Abilities. And I fell in love with By the Throat, his album. Like, oh man, I can actually rap all of Burn Fetish, and I am so proud of that. I haven't tried any other. I'm so proud of that, because I grew up on metal. Like, my dad used to say, you can't spell crap without rap, and I was always like, yay, I love that. But this is I have some exceptions, okay? There is good rap out there. And it's not bitches and hoes. So, I don't know how copyright infringement works as far as the way that I'm going to do this, but I know I can't just play the fucking song. So do yourself a favor at some point today and go look up Idea and Abilities. You just type in Idea. It's spelled EYEDEA. And listen to the song called The Dive Part 1 and The Dive Part 2. Because I wanted to talk a little bit about madness and just kind of the loss of complete reality as a whole. Because I've lost my grip on reality a couple times. And I was really fucking... When I start listening to a new artist, I stick to one album on repeat for a while. Not like over and over, but I mean like that's the only album of theirs I listen to for a while. Get used to it. Get used to their sound, you know. Get used to like the flavor of what their music essentially tastes like to my brains. And so I listened to By the Throat for a long time. But Firstborn, oh my god. Firstborn is just, I can't say which one I love better. The Idea is one of my favorite artists, and I'm like, man, why couldn't we be friends? And I could have, like, saved you from dying of your overdose. And I'm sure his friends tried to do all they fucking could to bring him out of that area of using, you know. I'm sure a bunch of them were not good friends and kept him in that too. But I just wish that I fucking could, you know. I just wish I could, because just listening to the fucking way he talks, raps, etc., writes, essentially, the way he thinks, him and I would have been best fucking buds. Like, I mean, he probably would have scolded me about some of the things I think. Not quite scolded. He didn't really scold, I don't think. But he probably would have thought it was fucking nuts. But, I don't know, man. Like, you ever think that about an artist that died or something, and just, like, by their work, you can just tell that you guys could have been so close. And you're like, fuck! Now I have to fucking deal with these other humans that aren't anything like this. You're speaking to me, goddammit. But you know that, you know that's kind of just like a delusion. But it's okay. You're okay with that delusion because it's a fun delusion to think, oh, we would have been buds. So, you know, it's no big deal. But he fucking helped me, man. Like, I was starting to lose my fucking mind. I don't remember if it was this year or last, but I think it was this year after I finally rid myself of the crazy ex and put him in jail again. And, so I would like to read, excuse me, I would like to read, I just excused myself for burping, what's happening to me? These fucking lyrics for the Dive Part 1 and the Dive Part 2, because I think it's very fucking important for people who feel themselves going insane to hear these words. So if you don't like hip-hop or rap, you don't want to listen to it, that's fine. There's definitely a difference between listening to it and, like, really fucking hearing it, because I could tell you, hey, go check out this song, and you might go listen to it and be like, yeah, it's a cool song. But I'm going to read this shit to you because I want you to really fucking absorb it. Now, these are Ideas lyrics, as far as I know. This is not anything of mine. I do not claim any of this. It's written by Idea, released in 2004. Oh, that's why we didn't hang out. I was 18. We could have hung out. I think. Wait, how old am I? What year is it? Hold on, shit. It's fucking 14 years ago. I was 16. Was I? No, I was 18. I don't know. I don't fucking know how old I am right now. Alright, whatever, anyway. I was just say released 2004, but there it says 2001. I don't really know. Whatever. This is not my fucking content. This absolutely 100% belongs to E&A, Ideas Lyrics, fucking lyrical mastermind. I can't write this deep. I am a great writer. A lot of times I'm just a good writer. Sometimes I'm a shitty writer, but I've never been this fucking phenomenal. So these are not mine. I don't own them, so on and so forth. I'm not getting any money for reading them. Whatever other legal shit. I'm just reading this off a webpage, okay? Alright. This is Idea and Abilities, The Dive, Part 1. It starts out with a question. How much of it is real? The skepticism sets in and lessens your appeal. Next, you study conspiracy, develop some theories, and become extra wary of all your previous learned material. Your tolerance for stupidity degrades. Most of your friends seem to be trapped in the maze. You narrow your associates down to the few you can stand, and even they sometimes wonder, what's going on in that head of yours? You study East and Western philosophy, psychology, physics. You think a lot more and start to question existence. You wonder about your nervous system's limits. You tamper with reality maps and then ask, hallucinogenic induced. Who am I? What am I? Am I forever? All information breathes in the shallow dark halls of never. You can see where it's leading. You wish you were dreaming. If the castle crumbles, no one's there to put it back together. Give me chills here. Have you ever felt yourself slipping away, where all you think about's your sanity and how it decayed? There's no place to run, no place to hide. You can't escape from inside and you're losing your mind. You try to think of when it started and ask yourself why, but each thought deepens the sickness and completes the desert dry. Fear feeds the derangement of the inner eye. With nothing left, you find yourself falling to madness, so you cry to your God and act normal to your peers. What if God ain't hearing you? That's your only fear. Each day you think more about your psychosis. Listen to this shit. No one but you can help you, and you know this. People, my fucking fellow psychos, you know exactly what that means. That's the craziest part of it all. In your rational mind, you only know two things for sure. One is that you're totally nuts, and the other is that you're the only one with the cure. It doesn't make sense. It's not how you imagined. You never knew it could just happen. You thought it came from stress, suicide, a near-death experience, war, drug trips, low pay, carelessness. You've heard plenty of stories about schizophrenia, but never had evidence of one who thought himself mad. You're going crazy and desperately reaching for reason, but the strain to stay sane is your only demon, best believe it. And the hook again. You finally realize that you've always lived in hell. No human model or metaphor can explain how you fell. The puzzle's alive and it changes as you try to escape it. It created time and made it appear to pass by. You don't know what you think. You don't think what you know. You're a total lunatic and afraid it's starting to show. Oh. Where do you go when your brain is your worst enemy? The 666-foot-tall bridge on 7th Street? You're scared. You're scared. Why are you so scared? There'd be no problem if you didn't care. Now you've truly formed an opinion about heaven. It starts out with a question, and this is what it ends in. Now I know you felt yourself slip away. Now all you think about your sanity and how it decayed. There's no place to run, no place to hide. You can't escape the fact that you've lost your mind. You can't erase your mistakes. There's no way to rewind. The harder you look, the harder it is to find. Fear feeds the derangement of the inner eye. With nothing left, you find yourself falling to madness, so you dive. So you dive. So you dive. So you dive. And with each foot you fall, the voice in your head starts to sound more and more like yours. Whew. Shit. That is fucking intense. But that's the thing, man. I fucking know that feeling. I've actually had that a couple times in my life. The first one was definitely drug induced. 14 hits of LSD that I will tell you about another time. And the last time was actually, there's been two since then. Both of those that slipping from reality, losing my mind like that. Like, both of them were caused by my ex. The first time when he went to prison, I didn't know how to live without him. It was like, what's that, syndrome, that kidnap victims get. It's kind of like that. And it was just, I mean, that's what a fucking narcissist does to you, or whatever the fuck he is, a controlling psychopath. That's what they do. They make you feel like you need them. So I fucking lost it, dude. I went insane. And then again, between January and now. But that last one, I really needed it. I needed to go insane. I needed to dive. Because that was me losing the self that he had built. So I went into insanity to find sanity. Which is why these songs really helped me. Because when I first heard the Dive Part 1, I was just, wow, man, holy shit, Idea, you really fucking just, that's exactly where I'm at right now. What the fuck do I do? And I started to kind of freak out while I'm listening to this song. And the next song is Part 2. This song is what brought me out. Thank you, Idea, for this. And now the voice in your head is yours. Take a deep breath. There's nothing to be afraid of. What you just did was fall to the depths of existence, the place the mind keeps you away from by its own process of building models for understanding. This is not insanity. This is, in fact, the ultimate reality. The union you've achieved is only possible in thoughts no more. You never fall if you never fight. You found yourself fall into madness, so you dove. The best thing you ever did was let go. I found myself fall into madness, so I dove. The best thing I ever did was let go. See, life is a play that we are always acting out, without ever seeing it from the writer's or audience's point of view. When we reach infinity, we become the writer, the actors, and the audience at the exact same time. So here you are, and now you understand. You always were here, that's why you always ran. But you can only run away for so long before you catch up with yourself and become part of the song. I'd like to welcome you to the heaven you've created. I tell the truth, this is the wisdom of the ancients. Holding on to something contradicts our being, so fly free. Maybe I had to go crazy to get where I am. I felt myself slipping away and I let myself fall. Gotta lose your mind before you find it. And when you finally find it, you never lost it at all. I love this fucking part in the song. There's a natural flow that's attached to your soul. It don't ask you to go. It just gradually pulls. Oh, fuck it. It's much better with the music. There's a natural flow that's attached to your soul. It don't ask you to go. It just gradually pulls. It's always now, and you're never not you. So follow yourself, because if nothing else, your existence is true. Have you ever felt yourself slipping away? I was slipping away. But no matter what I am, I'm me, and I know me, so I'm okay. Have you ever felt yourself slipping away? You were slipping away. But no matter what you are, you're you, and you know you, so you're okay. I'm not a poet or a communist, a comet or a star. You're not a genius or a prophet, you just are. I'm not insane because I have no need for my sanity. I'm not insane because I have no need for my sanity. It's just another chain that keeps me from reality. Reality is mine to play with and mold. The best thing I ever did was let go. So let go of the models, transcend to the physical mind, and peacefully become part of the whole. The walls came tumbling down, but this time it was for keeps. I've been running around looking for my feet. Now they're part of the ground, and make the ground complete. Live in the now, and forever be at peace. Live in the now. Don't stray away from the cycle. I'm one with the universe, one with the life flow. When you know that which is above, when you know that which is below is above, the fear you once had will become love. And then he repeats, Have you ever felt yourself slipping away? I was slipping away, but no matter what I am, I'm me, and I know me, so I'm okay. Have you ever felt yourself slipping away? You were slipping away, but no matter what you are, you're you, and you know you, so you're okay. It starts out with a question, how much of it is real? Now all is irrelevant outside of this ordeal. Don't worry about explaining it. There ain't no human language that can actually describe exactly how you feel. Sorry, I need to wrap that shit. Now I see clear through external distractions. Piece by piece it comes together, so I laugh and I smile. In the beginning it was deranged, but I guess all things come to pass after a while. If madness could have a picture face, how would it look? Like step one to becoming the contents of your own book. Right where you are right now is where you're going to stay, and as long as you're always moving with yourself, you'll never slip away. And that's fucking gorgeous. Like that's actually the fucking, that's super sanity right there. That's beyond insanity, letting yourself fall through it. Insanity is like the fucking panic mode. It's like, holy shit, I'm losing my mind, I'm gonna panic, and then create a whole bunch of more disorders, and well, shit, you know, it's, then you really lose yourself, but you slip through that, and that's where you become this, what he describes here. I apologize for partially, like, slightly rapping some of it, and slightly singing some of it, and I'm just so used to hearing the song, hence why I was fumbling over some of the words. It's, like, right in my face. I just hear it in my head, so. But yeah, that song is two-parter, part 1 and part 2 of The Dive by Idea and Abilities, and they are fucking amazing. Like, if you ever feel madness, like, listen to it, man. Listen to that song. Another song by Idea that you can listen to is Smile. Smile is a great song. Every fucking song is great. So yeah, like, if you feel yourself slipping, man, sometimes you just kind of gotta let go. And I've pushed myself into that before on purpose. I did that after this last bit, after I fucking finally put him away in jail for a while and gave up, finally gave up that feeling of being under his thumb for good. Well, it took me a while to really fucking get rid of that all the way. But man, I had to push myself into madness to do it. As I became me. Beginning my story again. So that's how you fucking deal with it, man. Sometimes you just gotta find the right song to help you realize. I mean, Idea's not gonna pull you out of it. You have to do the work. But there are artists that can fucking, like, shake you, just, like, shake you at your fucking core, your fucking soul. It makes you realize, hey, man, you're okay. You really are. I mean, except some of you are fucking horrible, I bet. But, I don't know, man, like, I think it's just, it's just kind of a panic mode people go into when they realize they're starting to fucking go insane. And then that drives them nuts, that drives them into anxiety, and then they try to stay away from that insanity so hard that they are driven into worse or heavier or just more consistent disorders. But sometimes you really just gotta let go and let yourself go insane. You go insane and then you go out sane. You're good. In and out. You'll be fine. And then if you get stuck there, well, maybe you can make some really cool music like Syd Barrett did. So, obviously, like, psychology is something that really fascinates me. It really, really is. In fact, that's what I want to do in life. I want to become a psychologist. I'm sure you're thinking, what the fuck? Who the fuck would give me a doctorate? But no, I'll definitely earn it. I mean, I understand how people work, and I understand the levels you can go with people, too. This is my free-flowing blog, not blog, what's it called? Podcast. This is just free-flowing. My patients, would have to do a lot of research to find this, I think. And if they did, then maybe they'd say, hey, you know what, maybe I'm not that fucked up after all. If someone like that can get a goddamn doctorate, well, I can do anything, by golly. I can fucking do anything. And then they find out they can't, and then they come back to me to talk about it. So, I think I'm coming up on 2 hours here, and I think I'm going to quickly discuss. We are going to leave more psychology for another day. My feelings and thoughts on suicide and death are very, well, what do you think? Obviously different, extreme, complex, whatever you want to call it. Because everything else is. I'm just a fucking bundle of... It's just like... Is there one normal thought that I've had this whole time? Please tell me, because I don't even know anymore. My version of normal is not the same as most people's. So anyway, alright, so, for the last 14 minutes, what I would like to do is I would like to discuss maps. And I don't mean maps that you look at, and I know there's some kind of like a pedo organization or what have you called maps. And I really fucking hate that, because I want to work for maps. Not that one. I want to work for one that I found out through Jason Silva. James Silva. Yeah, Jason Silva. I got, like, Jason Momoa's name stuck in my head, so... Big surprise, right? Not Silverstein. I'm Googling it just to make sure I give him proper credit. Yeah, Jason Silva, that crazy motherfucker. Another person I want to do psychedelics with. Oh, he's fucking nuts. I love him to death. He's so fun. If you ever just listen to him talk, like, you have to listen to him twice, because you're just like, what the fuck? He just talks so goddamn fast. I'll link his video that I found out about MAPS, which MAPS stands for Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. I'll say that slower. I've trained myself to say it like Jason Silva. Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. And what they do is they actually have, like, where is it? I have the actual, like, see, I have all these articles up so I could talk. Like, I know exactly what to do. They are, here we go. This is from their website. Founded in 1986. The year I was born. Happy birthday to me. The Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies is a 501c3 nonprofit research and educational organization that develops medical, legal, and cultural context for people to benefit from the careful uses of psychedelics and marijuana. This is what I want to be a part of when I have my doctorate. So, what they do is they research different, like, microdosing treatments, like MDMA, psilocybin, lysergic acid diethylamide, a.k.a. LSD. They're trying to find what mental disorders that these drugs help with, because they fucking do. I mean, I gained so much mental clarity from a lot of problems I was having, especially heavy PTSD symptoms, from using LSD. And I absolutely 100% support the use of psychedelics, just as long as people know what the fuck they're doing. I think a lot of people are idiots with it, and it's really fucking shit up for everybody else. But MDMA is assisted psychotherapy is their main focus, basically. They have gotten, I mean, this is all legal. This is all, they've gotten the go-ahead from the FDA and everything to do this. And they are finding that it really helps. They call it MDMA-assisted psychotherapy, and they use it for anxiety from life-threatening illness, for social anxiety in autistic adults, PTSD, and other disorders. LSD, same thing, man. Like, they are giving psilocybin to schizophrenics. From what I remember reading before, I thought, I don't see anything on psilocybin here. Strange. Well, one thing I thought I read anyway. And I just think that, and it helps straighten them out. Like, you would think that being with a schizoaffective, fucking bipolar maniac, you would think that I wouldn't want to work with people like that, but I do want to work with, psychos. I mean, straight up psychos. That's probably not the best people for me to work with, because I might be a psycho. Oh, what was that? Phase 3 trials. FDA grants breakthrough therapy designation for MDMA-assisted psychotherapy for PTSD. That's fucking fantastic. This is great, man. This is really fucking great. This is an exciting time. The only thing that fucking worries me is Big Pharma is going to get, their hands on it, and they're going to fucking put a bunch of bullshit in it. It's like, I would much rather get my drugs from some guy on the street that I trust way more than Big Pharma. No, don't buy your drugs from some guy on the street. Seriously. If you don't know anybody, then sucks for you, man. Just, broaden your social circle, but don't, I'm not talking about, like, hanging out in crack houses, If you don't know anything about this area of what I'm discussing right now, don't fucking do it at all, because that means you are not ready for psychedelics. You have to wait for a mind to be completely developed, and if you're an idiot, I mean, with the brain of an idiot child, then you're fucked, man. You're fucked. I can't fucking forget this one time I was on some nice acid. Disclaimer for legal purposes. I don't do this anymore. This is all in the past. I may or may not actually have done it. These stories may be false. Alright, anyway. This one time I was on acid, and this fucking dude apparently got the same shit as me. He's like, oh, I didn't feel anything. And I'm like, that's because you're too stupid. It's because you're too stupid, dude. That's it. Even, like, if you have to be, it's not even an intelligence thing, really. I mean, granted, they two go hand to hand, but it's a complexity thing. You have to be, like, complex in your mind enough to feel it. And don't go looking for it, because it'll fucking come find you. But you go looking for it, and it's just not interested. So, it's just ridiculous. I'll do a whole fucking thing on psychedelics at some point. I think would be great. Like I said before, I think you should be able to put whatever the fuck in your body you want. I think that the war on drugs is fucking stupid. I think that drug laws are fucking stupid. With that said, if you want to be smart about it, don't smoke crack, don't shoot up, don't fucking do meth. It's all terrible. All that shit is terrible. Pills are terrible. Psychedelics can make you go insane, if you do a fuck ton of them. I mean, weed's fine. There's never a bad thing from that. Don't drive when you're high unless, But that's my advice, Do whatever the fuck you want, realistically speaking. It's just... the way I see it is, if you're going to do something, expect the expected outcome. If you're going to shoot heroin every day, expect to become addicted to it. I think that they say you can get addicted the first time you do it. I don't fucking know if that's true. I've never done it. But I just think it's kind of stupid, really, to just kind of go into it and be like, by golly, I just did not expect this. I just want it all the time. No shit. You fucking knew what you signed up for. So if that happens to you, and you just are completely shocked at the results, even though everybody fucking knows what happens, then maybe you kind of deserve to drown in your vomit when you're sleeping. I don't know. It's just, it's not, the planet would be lighter without you if that's how you react to some things, you know? Like, if you do, I don't know, meth for years, or however long it takes anyway, and you get a bunch of sores on your face, and you're surprised, I just feel like it wouldn't be a bad thing if, like, you know, you died or something from one of those overdoses. It really just wouldn't. It's like, I mean, funerals are expensive, but most of the time junkies don't have one. If you're a junkie and you're happy being a junkie and you know all the risks and everything, you completely accept it, and you know, and you're not gonna fucking, like, you know, leave a big mess for your family to clean up, well, good for you. I am so glad you found something that you believe in, that you love, a good hobby. It's, you know, if you just really fucking enjoy shooting up, or what's another one? If you really enjoy doing crocodile, oh yeah. I mean, if you are totally a big fan of the flesh eating shit and, like, you love looking at your own bones, I'm so happy for you, man. I'm really happy that you found something that fits, you know, your weird tastes in things, you know. Good for you. Do I care if you do it in my presence? Nope. I don't want it in my room or in my house or around my kids, but if I just happen to be hanging out and you're there and you're hanging out at a friend's house or something, and, oh, this is my buddy, he does meth all the time, and, like, I'm like, oh, I can tell you look like a leper, and they'll be like, well, thank you, and I'm like, sweet, this is one of those people that just, this is what they were after, and good for you, man. I really am so happy for you. I think that people need to have realistic expectations of what to look out for, and I think people who just automatically expect, oh, I've never done LSD before, I don't want to go crazy and jump off my roof thinking I can fly, or put my dog in the oven off of one hit. Are you fucking kidding me? It's not, for the people who over expect things, I think that it's not quite their fault because of the whole war on drugs, but for the people who under expect it, like, well, by golly, I really didn't expect to be, you know, addicted to this substance after doing it so long, and hearing that it's an addictive substance, well then, just shut up. But, you know, if that's your life and you fucking like it, and you're cool with it, then good. Fucking good. Because that means you have realistic expectations going into that drug, and you know how strong your personal, you know, your will is, your willpower. That means that you have a realistic grasp on that. And good for you, man. But I don't, every time somebody overdoses, it's like this huge tragedy, and I'm just like, they knew that going in, man. You can say no. And if your friends are pushing you into something like that, then they're not your friends. Is that really so hard to understand? You know what? I'm gonna stop. Because if I keep continuing to try and talk sense into people like this, I might actually save some lives, and I don't want to do that. Because, whoo, shit. I mean, mortality rate is already, I mean, Jesus Christ, people live till they're fucking, what, 400 years old or something now? And, yeah, no, I'm just not going to encourage that. Yeah, well, we're at 2 hours, so do what you feel you must. Anyway, I need to come up with a title for this podcast, figure out how to actually upload podcasts, and also, I had something else to do. Oh, I have to clean. Oh, yeah, I'm moving in a few days. Oh, I should pack some stuff. What the fuck am I talking to y'all for? Alright. Insert fancy ending here. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, bye.